morning, delivery fam, and welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with UDM on the Life of a Gig Worker podcast.
On today's episode of Tech Tuesday, we're going to be talking about a delivery robot that can apparently handle potholes, and another one that can drop your food right from the sky. You ready, UDM?
Yeah.
I got a couple of good ones for you this week.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to start with?
We're going to start with the one that can survive potholes. You got to see the video of this thing.
Okay. So apparently, rugged new robot delivery vehicle promises ultra fast service. Ultra fast. Okay.
Ultra fast.
All right.
Ultra fast.
Let's check this out. The value 1. Someone's placing an order.
She looks so happy to be at work.
But wait, so this is so hold up. So technically this is almost like a shopping robot?
Yeah. Kinda, sorta. I mean, I feel like they're gonna pick the order, but yeah.
Okay. Because with all the stuff that I'm seeing in the background, it's almost like a Whole Foods, like serve yourself cashews, beans, nuts, whatever the hell type of area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a shopping robot.
So then she put it in a box, closed the door. Look at that thing. Zoom.
Yeah, that's like the typical.
A little bouncy though. You see it? Was
yeah. Now hold up. I'm gonna pause this right here. Hold up. I gotta rewind it. Gotta get this shot right here. Man, what you getting out of this, Josh?
Bro, you see how big that box is?
Yeah, but are the other ones secure? You know, I'm always gonna think about this being somewhere in the hood, or people having access to it. I'ma always go there, bro. They give you access to all the other boxes that's in there.
Yeah, but I mean, as soon as it put your box down, it closed the door. Somebody would have to know it was coming.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I get you. But what if there's a situation, and there's always a what if, right? Situation where your delivery's on time, but then some inquisitive soul is now seeing, what the hell is that? You know, and they're seeing what's happening, and let's say that they decide to follow it to get to the next one and just snatch up everything up out of there. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like with all the cameras that it's got, somebody gonna be watching it. Because look, it got the camera in the front right there, and it's got the camera looking to the side. So,
bruh, they got cameras at gas stations, and gas stations still get robbed, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, you could just imagine that it just shut down, and they just like click a button, and it's like locked until the police show up. Like they just don't open the door.
So you think somebody will be monitoring?
I feel like that would be the only
process.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be the only way that this works. Like maybe you got to push a button to open it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Obviously, they don't show that part, but
all right. Well, let's finish the video, I guess, because I don't know how this will work. You know, it always seemed like, yeah, it's such a great idea until one gets robbed and one gets flipped on its back, like remember the Postmates robot? I think they had some people that was trying to break into it. I think one was set on fire or something like that. But let's finish the video. Vayu.
Seeing that he come out, he grabbed his little box and he on his way with his little nuts and stuff.
I get it. At the end of the day, man, I'm looking at this. What the hell has this happened? Okay. All right. Operating autonomously on public roads today. I get it. You know, there's always something. But you said you wanted to read this article. Let's see here. This is by Alex Mitchell, and this is from the New York Post. I think this is New York Post, right?
Yeah, New York Post.
Yeah, and since you've been complaining about my reading, it's your turn.
Oh,
Ready?
it's my turn now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So here we go, Mr. Joshy Josh.
But will it ask for a tip? This is why we had to cover this one, because we've been talking about tips for weeks.
Will it ask for a tip? I think it will, because of the day and age we're in, where damn near everybody's asking for a tip. I think it will. But go ahead.
I mean, I think it will. An artificial intelligent self-driving delivery vehicle is the latest in robotic technology, soon coming to the streets near you. Even as other autonomous automakers face probes over dangers with their vehicles, tech company Vayu Robotics entry in the running is sky blue colored mini Volkswagen bus looking machine, capable of driving up to 10 to 20 miles an hour while lugging up to 100 pounds of goods. Oh, that's light work. That's light work.
So it looks like a mini Volkswagen van looking machine.
Yeah, you remember them?
Yeah, them old ones. What's that? That 70s show. That 70s show.
Yeah.
Remember? Okay.
The VW bus.
Yeah. Okay. And you said 20 miles per hour while lugging up to 100 pounds of goods.
100 pounds seems kind of light in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I don't know what kind of I don't know what kind of battery they got it running on, but
okay, all right. Well,
on Tuesday, an unnamed large e-commerce player inked a deal to deploy 2,500 6-foot-long Vayu 1 robots. The company with senior leadership is coming from Apple and Lyft announced. A video demonstration of a self-driving device depicts a store worker stocking up a blue robot. It followed her down the aisle before sending the groceries en route to a customer's home, navigating potholes, crosswalks, and all.
2,500, bro.
2,500 of these things. Remember when Uber Eats first put out?
They sound like Amazon.
Yeah, but when Uber Eats first put out their robots out, across New York, Miami, it was the same number. It was 2,500. So it could be Uber Eats.
I don't remember that. That whole. I didn't know Uber was trying to put out robots. I know they were trying to do that whole flying thing. What was it called?
Yeah.
Whatever it was called.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, 2,500. But what would they do with 2,500? Like I said, it looks like a Whole Foods store that young lady was in. There was a section where I guess she said something to the robot. Then the robot started following her in the store. Now, let's be realistic here. No one else was in the damn store. Can you imagine? I guess it's similar to the Instacart cart, right?
Yep.
I think it's similar to that, where I guess the cart weighs and it does everything for you. But I guess this one just follows you around the store. But no one else was in the store, Josh? I mean, how many of these are going to be in a store? 2,500?
I think a store, because it said that it could hold, because it looked like 100 pounds, and it looks like they have 5 of the boxes in there. So 20 pounds per box. So,
and keep in mind, she was shopping Pringles and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I venture to say maybe 2 or 3 per store.
Okay. All right.
CEO, I'm not going to butcher that name, said this new technology.
Nah, I am Anand Gopalan. Go ahead.
Said this new technology has provided answers to problems that have plagued the development of delivery bots for more than a decade. Now companies can finally create a solution that can actually be deployed at scale and enable the cheap transport of goods everywhere.
So, in other words, this sounds like, in translation, cheap, get away from human delivery that will mess up your delivery. A solution. This is a solution? Okay.
Yes. Now, in my opinion, so I know we talk a lot about the images working with bots, working against bots, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I hear that, and I have no choice but to believe it, right? So this thing can do 5 orders at once and it can go on a route. So for me, that's like, damn, that's pretty decent because, like I said, delivery drivers complain after doing 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
This bot ain't gonna complain about nothing. I mean, I'm sure it complains. It probably need like, oh, my battery's running low. Need a break. But, like at the end of the day, it's cheap transported goods. All they got to pay is for the electricity and a couple of maintenance here and there. Maybe a tire every once in a while, maybe some paint. But it's
But
cheaper than $12 a delivery every time.
But what about the elements? It's the video that we watched, bro. Is like, it was a sunny day.
So I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
this is your typical California where everything's like we were talking about yesterday. The city is beautiful, but don't worry
yeah,
about the guy getting mugged on the corner.
yeah. For real though.
It's a great pilot idea, in my opinion. It's great. It has potential as a pilot. I don't think that it can survive potholes as well as they think it will.
Avoid.
It may avoid potholes.
Let me put that back up on the screen. Go ahead. Say what you're saying.
But when it like say it doesn't see it, right? Sometimes you just don't see them coming. Those wheels were really, really small, bro.
Navigating potholes, crosswalks, and all. How you navigate a pothole? Go around it.
You go around it.
Yeah. When you first told me about I guess some van or something, delivery vehicle or robot that can tackle potholes or whatever, I was just like, damn, this thing like a monster truck. It boom. It probably had like some special tires. Those tires that they look funny, but it's not. I don't know what they call them. You don't need to put air in them. It's
they're
non-punctured, puncture-free or something. But they look weird. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna try to find a picture
it's like
of it.
flyers or something. It's an airless tire, but they call them like Blyers or something like that.
Blyers. That's what they call them?
Yeah, it's like a weird name for it because they use them a lot in the lawn care industry, which I do on the side. But
for the machinery.
Yeah, so the rear wheels and so now even the front caster wheels for your zero turn mowers are airless tires. So that you don't have to run over nails, or you could run over as many nails as you want.
Yeah. Oh, see, and what I just saw. Okay, I saw John Deere, and that's basically cutting grass type stuff.
They got some sort of special name for it. It's like Blyers, Flyers, Gyres, something
or airless tires.
Yeah, no, but they call them something, bro. What is it? Ayers? I don't fucking know. I seen it yesterday on a podcast, or not on a podcast, like at this convention, and the guy had a weird, funky name for it.
Oh, a weird, funky name, Blyer. Trier.
Yeah, it is. It wasn't tire, I'll tell you that. It's like, Tesla now, instead of having like an engine compartment and you don't call it a front trunk, you just call it a frunk.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I mean, I get it. I got a picture of it here. I'm gonna put it up on the screen it's a little bitty picture. All right. But you see what I mean? It's like, maybe it would have these. You don't really have to.
Is that a Tesla?
I don't know what that is. You're looking at the wrong things, bro. But maybe it will have one of those. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. As far as going back to this, bro, as far as like having this type of thing that's holding, what is that at the bottom of the screen? They got 1, 2, 3, maybe about 6 cartons for the delivery. Yep. I mean, like you said, it's a start, but they have to consider the elements. Right now they're just running the commercial of it's being in sunny South Florida or Southern California or wherever else that's sunny, and not taking into account all the other things that may happen.
So here's my question, right? Okay. So they're using these drones to get rid of pretty much a lot of these shorter deliveries in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think these things don't have far range. They can't go 20, 30, 40 miles. You know what I mean? So
Unless someone is following that we don't know.
yeah, exactly. So in my opinion, what would happen if these started to take over those $5 for 2 miles, these $12 for 4 miles? You know what I mean? Like these nice deliveries that everybody likes, and we're stuck with the long shit.
I mean, it's gonna be one of those situations where it's only the strongest will stick around. You know,
Pretty
because
much.
because until there's an actual solution to all of those issues, right? Including with that, I'll just call it the Volkswagen robot, right? Van delivery, whatever, because that's what they compared it to, right?
They
It's
do
like
got
a
a V on
Volkswagen.
the front of it too.
Oh, it's called Vayu, whatever it's
Yeah, and
called.
it looked like a VW symbol on the
That
front.
it, you know what? That is
It
true.
do.
It's sort of, yeah.
Copyright.
Mhm. Right.
I just started a lawsuit.
But there's obviously a lot to consider, and maybe just the prototype is one thing that they're like, man, look at this, look at what it can do, right? And that's cool, what it can do, but I need you to really consider many other things. Yeah, you put cameras on it. Yeah, the door opens in the way that it does. Yes, a person has to place an order, and then it's received by wherever that houses these robots. They load it up, and then they let it go about its way. They give it the route, right? And let it go about its way. Or maybe it already received the route because of the technology with the person placing the order, then it's received. The shopper lady, says something to the robot, then it follows her. Maybe she has to configure some things. I don't know. But whether or not it functions properly, there are certain things that still, and right now I'm not talking about it replacing anyone. I'm just talking
No.
about the functionality of it. It still has a lot of work because that needs to be done, because and only because the elements, bro. When you're talking about a possible blizzard in certain areas, if you got 2,500 of these things, like, what, are you gonna take over a whole city? Like, what the hell? They're obviously trying to spread them around. You get what I'm saying? It's
So
like, go ahead.
I don't think that they're gonna replace anybody, in my opinion, and that's just my sole opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on these tech related things, especially the guy from last week, right?
Yeah.
So everybody has their own opinion on these things, and in my opinion, I believe that they may utilize these things at some point to conquer the shorter deliveries, right? So that they're not sitting, they're not waiting, they can knock those out real quick.
Or the
And then
no
it
tips.
leaves, yeah, and it leaves the plethora of drivers that are left to take care of those longer, more fruitful deliveries.
But you see, I get what you're saying, right? But the no tip thing is what I really want to focus on, because look at the first line. But will it ask for a tip? It's
I
like,
don't think a robot would, but maybe they'll add a spot for the person in the store.
maybe. But what I'm saying is the focus seemed to be on comparing it to a delivery driver that may ask for a tip, right? That's the very first line in the article, bro. The
Very
very
first.
first line. So you see what I mean? It's like maybe their focus is to provide a solution to those that are not willing to tip because of that first line. What do you
Well,
think? Leave it in the comments. Do you think I'm onto something here, or you're like, nah, not really, bro? Go ahead, bro.
I think a lot of companies are starting to focus on the no tip factor, because a lot of these companies are starting to realize, just like you and I are starting to realize, the tipping in this country is broken. It's so broken that, like I told you in the last video we covered about it, you know, I got asked for a tip when I was taking my driver's school to get rid of a ticket.
Yeah.
what did you do for me? I had to read the questions. I had to read the article. I had to do this. I had to do that myself. What did you do other than get rid of my ticket? Nothing, because I had to find you too.
Well, did you have to pay for it?
Hell yeah, I had to pay for it. It was like $60 some.
Okay, well, whoever put the test together for you, bro.
Man, that test was so freaking outdated too. That's the funny part.
I'm just saying,
So,
man. Yeah, go ahead.
The learning material was from like 20, I think it was 2019.
Okay.
And they're testing you on the current metrics of like drunk driving and stuff like that. So the numbers that they throw in the test are from 2023 because we're in 2024. But the numbers that they teach you on are from 2019 and have changed. So I had to Google the answers. So if I was going to tip anybody, it would have been fucking Google.
Well, I get it. But in the case of this Vayu, when do you think it may since they tried a big name client or something that they didn't want to mention in the article, like when do you think they might roll something out like this, like they did the Postmates robot?
A typical pilot usually takes between 1 to 5 years in order to roll out. So you have your prototype, which is exactly what this was. And then you have your production, your mass production, and then your pilot. So now that once they like do the final production of whatever robot that they're going to utilize, I think it'll be a year after that. And I don't think this is going to be the finalized robot. I think there needs to be many more adjustments that are made. It's a great pilot. It's a great prototype, but I think it lacks the ability of the real world. Like we were saying, you need, all-terrain tires, possibly, airless tires or some, a vehicle that sits a little bit higher to be able to handle the snow and things of that nature. So I think that there's a long way to go. It might not take them that long to get there and make a new prototype, but once they finalize their prototype to be able to handle everything and not just a seasonal delivery vehicle, I think that they'll be much better off.